Just when you thought it couldn't get any colder, get ready for next week. We could be seeing some of the coldest temperatures in 2 years in Portland.
So here's the big question. How can you prepare for the frigid weather headed our way in the short term and then in the long term as well? Well, Andy Meyer from Efficiency Maine joins us live this morning. He is the Senior Program Manager for Residential Programs. Good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Andy, first of all, for folks who don't know about your organization, which has been around for a long time, tell us what you're all about and how long Efficiency Maine has been around.
We've been around for over 20 years. We're part of the state government, and we offer four things to Mainers: rebates, financing, unbiased technical information, and we've got a network of hundreds and hundreds of installers for people who want to make investments in their home or business to make them more energy efficient, save money.
So, Andy, we're talking single digits and below zero temperatures next week. That doesn't even include the wind chill. What are some little things residents can do to prepare?
Well, efficiencymaine.com's got a bunch of tips on it, like dress warmly when you're inside. Things like if you own storm windows, make sure they're in place. If you have that glass panel for your storm door, put it in. So take advantage if you're not using your fireplace, block your chimney. Bunch of free things you can do. We've got a bunch of things on efficiencymaine.com that are very low cost things, like weather stripping around those leaky doors and windows. What you could do, caulking. These things cost just a few dollars. You can do them right away. You do them before the cold snap hits, though this morning was pretty cold. And then we also have rebates and financing for bigger investments, as Jeff mentioned, things like heat pumps, heat pump water heaters, insulation, to make substantial impacts on your home, making it more affordable and more comfortable.
Yeah, we'll talk about those coming up in just a minute. But first of all, how important are those little things for not only keeping you warm, but saving you money? Just those little things could really save you a lot of money. Even like leaving your faucet on for just a drip, which could lead to freezing your pipes. That could save you a lot of money too at some point.
Yes, it's funny that you bring that up. I was raised in a house that was poorly insulated, and we used to leave the shower running at night, cold nights. We actually thought that was normal, that running faucets 24 hours a day was common. It may be common, but it's not normal, and that's something that insulation can address. There's no reason you have to run pipes 24/7 to avoid them freezing. But that if you do have pipes that are susceptible to freezing, something you could do in a few minutes is turn them on very, very slowly. A smarter investment would be to put in some insulation, caulking. Don't let the air come in and freeze those pipes. It's not the best solution, but short term, you could put heat tape on pipes. Again, that's not a good long-term solution. The right thing, the only thing, the smartest thing to do for avoid frozen pipes is insulating, especially in the basement and the attic. The basement is where that cold air comes in and freezes the pipes. So it's right along the top of the cement where the wood meets the cement. And another ironic thing is actually air sealing up in the attic where the air is going out will actually reduce the amount of icy cold air coming in and freezing those pipes. So those are the two places that professionals look. It's at the bottom of the house in the basement and the top of the house in the attic, and that will reduce the icy air coming in and freezing pipes.
Now let's talk about some of those longer term projects, more of an investment. Where's a good place to start, and what should we be considering?
Well, the biggest users of energy in a house is heating and cooling, and that can be addressed by insulating a house, so don't waste it. Don't be heating the outside, and also heat pumps. So if you're going to heat a house, you might as well heat it as efficiently as you can, as inexpensively as you can. So those are the two major investments: heat pumps and insulation, because that's about half the energy use of a house. The next thing, not necessarily in order of taking action, but in terms of energy efficiency, is water heating. Water heating uses about 1/4 the energy of a house, about half as much as heating the house. And for that, we have a fabulous program for encouraging people to switch to heat pump water heaters. That can cut your energy costs for heating water by $500 a year. You can save by switching to a heat pump water heater. And then the rest are relatively small. Lighting, appliance, electronics, and other things account for about 1/4 of the energy of the house. So that's how we generally look at it. Heating and cooling, this number is the biggest. Water heating is the second biggest, and then there's miscellaneous.
how important it is to have an expert come over and basically give your home a makeover, you know, and come in and see where the cold air is coming out, the hot air is, leaving and everything else like that to, you know, maybe go in and find out all the little things that might be wrong with your house?
Well, we encourage people to take whatever action they want. If you've got an electric water heater, you've got an opportunity to save $500 a year, and you could buy an a heat pump water heater for $449. It could pay for itself in a year if you can put it in yourself. If that's what you want to do, that's a great place to start. If you feel uncomfortable because you've got drafts, the only thing that's going to fix drafts is insulation. So we've got lots of installers listed on efficiencymaine.com who could come over. Most of them will come for free and take a look and tell you an estimate of what it would cost to insulate your house and air seal your house. Or if you want to save money on heating and also get inexpensive air conditioning, we have hundreds of heat pump installers listed on efficiencymaine.com. So I'm intentionally being vague, Jeff. It's really up to the homeowner. These are all really smart investments, and the order isn't as important as taking action. Sometimes it can get intimidating thinking about how you could make the house perfect. You don't have to make the house perfect. You just make it better than it is, and with the savings from that first step, be it a water heater or insulation or heat pumps, you can use that to help fund the next improvement. So we try to not scare people about the enormity of all the things they could do to improve their home. Just encourage people to take whatever steps they want. And the biggest three savings is the water heaters, which are very cost effective, insulation, and heat pumps. And we have very generous rebates and incentives, and there are tax credits for these as well, which I'm happy to go through.
Andy, we're running out of time, but where can people learn more about the rebate programs and how they can qualify?
EfficiencyMaine.com will talk about the rebates. We have thousands of dollars for insulation and heat pumps, and EfficiencyMaine.com will tell you about the hundreds of dollars, nearly $1,000 discount you can get on water heaters. And EfficiencyMaine.com is where you also find our list of independent registered vendors who can install these for you. Some of the things like water heaters you can install yourself if you want to, but the insulation and heat pumps needs to be done by a residential registered vendor. And that's all on EfficiencyMaine.com, as are all the tips I talked about, free things and low-cost things you can do for your home.
All right, Andy, I appreciate your time. Great advice.
Yeah, great resource too. Thanks so much, Andy.
Yeah, and I called up Efficiency Maine about 2 years ago, and I qualified for like a $3,500 for insulation.
It's a great investment.
Yeah.